Boom. Make sure this audio is good. I am new to OBS. That is all I can say. I hope you guys can hear the background music. Make sure this audio is good. I don't know if you can hear it. I can't even tell on this. What if I switch it? Can you hear the audio? Anyway, guess don't really need background music as long as I got it. But yeah, day 3, escaping the rat race. Alright, he's still here. Cool. Alright, get rid of this. Yeah, day 3, escaping the rat race. Day 3. This is what we're kind of going about today, is configuring a CRM, updating the CRM kind of from scratch. I had one, not great. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. Traditionally, it wouldn't really make sense to have your own CRM, like for yourself. Even teams of however, like hundreds of people don't really need their own CRM. I just want one. I want one because I don't quite know where agents, where I'm going to want to implement and my use case. And I just want to be able to configure and customize. So that is the reason why I want to, for real estate, build this CRM. Obviously, going to be using Cloud Code, going to be using Whisperflow. We're going to plan in Notion. Should be a pretty short stream. Just going to plan in Notion over here, get this absolutely dialed. And, the crux of vibe coding is planning and getting something in place. So that's what I plan to do. And yeah, we got a bunch of task items. Most importantly, when in the planning, is figuring out where you're going to stop. And where I'm going to stop is client profiles. Once I have that set up to where I can assign multiple properties per client, per a person. Also be able to give it company, phone, email, all that good stuff, and assigning multiple properties to that client. And then basically a nice menu navigation. I'm going to stop at this report it feature that was kind of in the works on my last CRM that I halted. That's kind of a way to, for any given property, get the entire analysis in like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 page PDF doc, and for me to look at, for clients, say if I'm doing, they're interested in a place and more than the MLS data I can provide them, I can go a step further and get that comparable analysis together and just cohesive and nice looking. So that requires work, and I don't want to get in the weeds with that. It's going to be probably a couple days by itself, but it's super high ROI to just be able to have an automated way to go about doing that. So definitely will be doing it, but got to know when to stop. And I got other stuff that's going to take priority before I can finish that task. So yeah, but I do want to get a bunch of the context of the CRM really built out with like my roles as a realtor and whatnot. But and the CRM is kind of here's like a overview. I'm going to build out the reported PDF gen, going to have new features like printing out automated letter print off connected to my brother printer, and be able to have KPIs print out and letters and the report it's just on the fly there. And then have like certain settings built out at whatever point. Dialer. So I have some phone config. Cellular config to where it can just dial multiple things at once when I'm in that subsection for certain lead generation aspects that drive business for me and kind of the real estate side of things. And lastly, I want to make a script. Basically, okay, let me get into this. So this one's like, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Well, so some assumptions, right? My business involves cold calling client leads, not assumptions, but facts. 2, my lead generation capabilities will continue to improve. 3, I want to scale my business, i.e. onboard, through a salesperson or salespeople. 4, the models are going to keep improving. Voice scaling through agentic sales. Agent who does sales is coming. It is. And there will be a ratio that we'll need to look at of salesmen to agents and understand what does better in what circumstances. For specifically, like my healthcare is kind of my niche in real estate and trying to help on the residential commercial side. That's great. Perhaps having a system of like if else, so like just a question, you can kind of picture it like hey, you fall into one of these, start here, and they fall into one of these 3 categories, right? The individual. All right, and then from there, it could branch off. So it's basically just a decision tree. And I want to build out some UI for this. You get the idea, right? To where there's plenty of context for the 2 things I want to get my business to, which is having other salespeople. Being able to automate and free up my time while still driving business. So having a decision tree like this is going to prove to be, I think, helpful and a UI worth building out in kind of the dialer interface to have as well myself. I got to test it and get all the situations of what value I can provide to those healthcare people. If this, then this, then this. Because the reason that's important, it's not just a yes or no, because I need to be able to, the whole thing with agents is having context is collect as much context as possible. So in these cold calls, get a sense of timeline. Like that's, and other CRMs, you couldn't really customize that to the level that I want. So that's kind of the reason why I want to have some sort of UI. So like literally, it's like a click interface of, okay, so 1, 2, or 3, and maybe it's configured your keyboard, you go 3, okay, it's this. Okay, next, it's literally a scripting process to help onboard a new person, a new human, or give the right way to go about with my vertical, with my business offerings, how to navigate the many, many possibilities of what someone can say. So visual if else UI interface, not, a text call center script. It needs to be dynamic, on screen, 0 latency, and this will go through, and whatever the result of a call will be, it will actually place the context, place that information in their record as a client, or as a contact. So that's the overview of what I need the CRM to be. That's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. And again, where I'm going to stop is getting to the point where just basic navigation and client profiles are, customer profiles are in a decent place where I can have fields tied to it. The back end looks clean and the navigation is good on the back end, and then I can add multiple properties for a client, and the UI kind of fills out accordingly. This is what we currently have with a lot of dummy data, because this is a totally new look. I wanted to go with the liquid glass. It's not really liquid glass, but it's close. But it's like that nice iOS 2026 feel. So this is it, right? Before I even go into cursor over here, wherever cursor is, I am needing to understand, right, what everything needs to be, what I'm asking revenue to be, calls placed, all this, right, in the reports tool. What reports do I want in there? I have a bunch of different code bases that I've branched off for my CRM, and I want the reporting tools to be within and other ad hoc insights, reports, or otherwise. So I'm still getting good at the whole explaining out loud, diagramming this, and I'm just running Excalidraw here. But bear with me. I find that the whiteboard is a decent way to kind of convey what I would just be thinking, and it's good for me to write it down on stream. But that is the goal of this stream. Last one, we had some technical difficulties the other day. Day one, we built out Vibe Code Learn. So as you can see, Vibe Code Learn is live. Check it out. Very nice. Dynamic. Not too shabby. I like the purple and the blue, the teal, the cyan. But anyway, so watch me go ahead in Notion and start to configure this. I was debating on whether to just turn off the audio now. Ooh, chewing ice. That's probably brutal. I don't know if you can hear that. I hope this background music's going. OBS is new to me. I'm still trying to figure it out, but yeah, here we go. This is kind of how I'm setting stuff up. I penciled it out just in Notion with these different columns, pages, other code bases, and now I'm building out a database inline in Notion. And then from that point, we can use the MCP for Notion in Claude Code and reference everything and populate and get a plan and go ahead and do the work. But I'm going to sort everything here. I like to put it in it's groups, right? Groups by page. Not bad. Okay, we got no page. Recent contacts tile. This is dashboard. This is dashboard. Sales target. We want accurately parse through Supabase SQL to populate all contacts, and upon selecting any given contacts, it pulls up their contact profile. Make that caps. And again, I'm using Whisper Flow for the audio just because contact profile. Oops. Contact profile. Oh, here we go. OBS is now messing with this. Isn't that great? Aggregate device. Hello? Alright, let's see now. Contact profile. Brutal. Is this AirPods Max? I wonder. Built-in mic. Is this gonna work? Phone. There we go. Contact profile. All right, something to figure out later. How to not. If my microphone is on the headphones and the system is looking to do it, to capture through this aggregate one that has that, my AirPods Max, and why is that not working? So we're using the phone for Whisper Flow. Contact profile includes a thorough snapshot of all properties and current deals, if any, at the given time. It also needs at the top of the contact profile to have the contact information for that contact. And notes section should be configured in Supabase to gel with the rest of it. Sales target should be configured and referencing GS site. Let's ultra think on this to best align with GS site. At any given time, a change in one should reflect a change in the other in terms of goals and metrics and sales volume. So calls placed. Calls placed. Similar to, can you hear me? Similar to sales target, this should be linked with, aligned with GS site backend, and calls placed tile should populate with the tile in GS site relating to calls made. Does filter and export even work? Active deals. But you see kind of how I'm going about this is just literally divide by dashboard, then we'll go to the next items and make records for that. You need to give the logic behind, you know, what it is you want, and I find that this is a good way to do it on the fly, instead of just like, you know, doing this in Claude Code and, you know, having 16 different instances going, and maybe they clash into each other at whatever point, and things just get messy. I'd rather have just an overall plan and then start implementing it. Where Claude Code can kind of spin up sub-agents at that point and go off and do this and have parallelization between different things. It's gonna know better. So we're gonna say this needs to align with the deals tab of GS Realty, and should be a sum of both the buyers and sellers for active deals. Anything beyond the Kanban tag of contract signed. I'm forgetting what it is. Not contract signed, but I guess I was doing that over there. On radar touring offers in under contract. On radar. What did I just say? Contract. Signed. Say official representation. If a status of official representation, we need to gather when that agreement ends. End date. Representation end date is what it should be called. Okay. So then revenue. Do we have revenue yet? Revenue tile. Okay. Add contact is pretty self-explanatory there. So now we'll get into some others. I mean, schedule call. I guess we should do. Title this Notion. All this quick actions. Just make sure I haven't done that yet. Oh. Call, send email. Book meeting. Upon click, it should have a pop-up where you can have a drop-down menu and /search menu of all contacts and be able to save a note, append it if there already is one, but save whatever in the contact or in the note text box field to that contact. Schedule call, book meeting, same thing, send email. Gmail, add note. So create a new task list item from the task list Kali database, new record in that database, where upon clicking this button in GS Realty, you'll be able to, through the API or otherwise, create that in Notion, complete with all the Notion fields for that database. Should be represented in GS Realty UI. This should also be a pop-up in which a Gmail can be fully, through the API, sent, crafted, saved, and or sent. Book meeting. It's the same over there. Add contact, recent activity. Added to Supabase. It'd be so cool if one person was in here. But alas. Am I even streaming? Yeah, I'm streaming. Told y'all I'm new to OBS. I don't know this stuff. Yeah, Dave 3, escaping the rat race. Man, that's how we do it. Getting a foundation where we can deploy these coding agents, building context, having just a full ownership of your environment so that we can keep learning what comes next with agents. I mean, it's about replacing subscriptions. It's about earning back your time, even though it's Friday night and you know, I could be doing some other stuff. It's gonna be worth it in the end. I don't think I said it on stream, but this is all going towards a working project title of Liam. That's the working title for a project, Liam, Leom. Put that on the record. Matter of fact, this is all for working title Liam. All of this, trying to earn back time, trying to learn these cutting edge tools, the best frameworks, the best processes, thought patterns, workflows, pipelines to be able to leverage this technology. You know, recent activity, we want everything in Supabase that's going on. Over here, top performers. the top 3 contacts that have the most in deal quantity. Kind of want to say sales volume, TBD. Days left in the month. I like that. I like days left in the month. Monthly target. See, the problem with sales target, I don't think it should be. So yeah, let's go back up here to sales target. Where are you? Sales target. Sales volume. Replacing monthly and quarterly target with launch. So let me not do all that. I was gonna say launch my UI and see, but we could do monthly and quarterly target with outreach count instead. So looks like we have everything at this point. So we're gonna go ahead. Oh, so quick actions is gonna be its own thing. Do I like that? Not really. Delete. Delete. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Be gone with you. The going Dennis Reynolds on this dashboard, I'll tell you what. Yeah, so let's move on to get our framework for these guys. So let's do this. Come on down. Can I take all of you? Can I take all of you? Here, so we'll go make a new group here, and that is reports. In reports, we'll get these guys dialed. We'll say report it. I don't like report it. Oh. Market. Report it. So report it is like more of a specific property, but I also want to have market capabilities too for those guys. And we'll have buyer. Research, package gen, Yeah, I like this better. Come on. I get going here. Yeah, new listing, copy for marketing. You have like very specific, that could be like just a GPT, but I think I want to get rid of the GPT, so what do you call it in Claude? A desktop or artifact? Or is that more UI based? I don't know. But the GPT is in like, I can just have context loaded in the chat. But a very specific copy that needs to be in place for the property descriptions when we put new property on the market. So we'll just have our own version of that. Subcontractor tiles page. Yeah, I want a page that, it's not a page, it's a report. That'd be good, like a new buyer or seller, and they want to know, hey, need to do work on the new place. What, you got some guys? And the answer is yes, I got some killers. I got some guys for sure. Let me tell you about my boy Gabriel real quick. Let me tell you about my boy. We got plenty. Subpage. Yeah, so we also want a subpage, so we'll go ahead and put those in a tag. Oh, not that one. Oops. Open house upload. It's good there. Oh, not the NU. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. We will bring sales pipeline down. Come on down. Sales pipeline. I don't like that. I'll move everything down. New group. Come on, man. Come on, man. Sales pipeline. That one's easy. Just need a Kanban here. I'm doing these right here. If that's not, I didn't state that. Can't type. Just want to type, man. Sales. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise, man. Need to go back up. This is the best way to do it? I don't know. Page is duplicating. What are we talking about? We're making new pages if you copy and paste? What? Notion's weird, man. Notion's weird. Okay, so I have to do like a... You can't, that pisses me off. I should be able to click, shift, and then click down. See, there's like highlight multiple things, and then you have to like catch it at the right. Notions can be there we go. Catch it at the right diagonal angle. If you cut that instead of the text, when I place it, it won't be copies. But were those copies still made? I don't know. Jeez, I don't want freaking copies, bro. Alright, this is getting ridiculous. There's a better way to go about this for sure. Why is this so slow? Catch it at the right angle. Oh, I guess you just have to go to the edge. Come on, man. Holy cow. This is why I never do columns like this, and I choose to do it, and then I choose to live stream myself struggling. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make sense to me. Deals is cool. Deals will be my own personal. If I do lease arbitrage on a healthcare place, gosh, I really want one of those. Be able to track. That's like the bragging rights. That's like the assets. That's the cool stuff right there. Deals, baby, deals, and we'll put closed transactions in there too. You know, still a win. Single family. It has to be single family. We won't put. I guess we could put. We'll do any sale. We could do condo in there. No leases though. It's a good place to draw the line. And we're almost done. It's pretty cool. And then we'll enter plan mode as Boris Kearney, as Claude God says, lowercase g says, we'll enter and refine in plan mode. No dangerously skip permissions. Sometimes. Nah, just kidding. Dangerously skip permissions is actually pretty cool. But wait, it's got to be safe, you know? Got to make sure I know. I'm not the most technical person. I just know stuff can stuff goes wrong. It's just what it is. Stuff goes wrong. And we want total alignment. Calendar. Also, calendar goes to the top. It's alphabetical. Fair enough. All right, so now we have a table. of everything. Report sales pipeline, learn. I think we have learn, right? Ooh, no learn. No learn. We're not learning anymore. Learn. Thought I put that in there. Reported Duolingo should be in learn too. Yes, county record IQ. So the idea here is to have a bunch of context. We want a file recall system here of, all files that have been uploaded to this with this designation. On this page, on this pop-up, should also be a add file, as well as add note options at the top. Let's copy from GS site the same format and styling of the code base Duolingo for this market report it Duolingo. Fill in dummy data there, but make note that the goal is to have it dynamically for every property be able to generate. So we need a question set and be able to get a full scope of questions and materials that give insights and facts, all in that same format. And it should be able to go on the fly. So upon selecting this report, it will bring to a drop down, and from there selecting which property address, not a drop down but a search drop down, which property address, and make note that it should dynamically via a local model, we'll run a local model for that to have all the context behind it with the property and the reported information to generate questions and correct answers matching that of Codebase Duolingo on GS site. That's a long one. Oh, you can make this concise in Whisper Flow Pro, which I was waiting for an opportunity to do that, but I clicked out. Oops. So we got reports, we got sales pipeline, we got learn, we got deals, analytics, we got a whole lot of nada. Because what do you do for analytics? I'm not JJ Redick. Not bad. So now we have a clean, oh, that's client dashboard. Oops. I hope this is still royalty-free music. Oh my gosh, Notion. Maybe this is the stream where I get out and as I'm saying, oh, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how I use Notion. Maybe this is what breaks it for me. Maybe I need to try some different techniques. Sound off. First person to comment what techniques they do for planning instead of Notion. I got something for you. I mean, geez Louise. It's so damn slow right now. Do I have that much going on? I mean, I don't think so. So yeah, here we are. And then we come over, right? And we kick off in Claude Code. We'd go crazy, but that's all I wanted to get done on this stream. I mean, it's already been an hour. So we'll get into this some more manana. But yeah, so first person to comment, let me know how do you go about the planning stage? Like, again, I have a bunch of dummy UI here, right? This is a totally new setup. Didn't want to deal with the migration. I wanted to change some stuff substantially. So all of this is dummy. I have these reports that come in from a bunch of different code bases that we're going to bring in. I mean, are you just going to prompt all that out in one plan mode, everything that I just typed here, like all that into one thing and be like, ask any clarifying questions? I mean, the context window could support it, but and if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you have logs configured to where every single prompt that you send is being captured and you can have that documentation, do you really need to document it here in a table, and stuff's going to change, and then you have two sources of truth, what's going on in your code base. Once this is in there, I'm genuinely asking, like, once this would be in there, I'm not coming back in, like, there's no link with Notion where it's dynamically pulling this to source of truth. I'm just like, okay, boom, we'll start here. Right? And like, does it make sense? Like, I have these progress, like, I mean, all of this progress is, maybe I use it for a way to go about it. I don't know. But it's not dynamically linked, so I'm genuinely asking, like, how would you go about all these changes? I think I'm going to switch it up next time we have a task like this and just maybe go start with a big prompt and then say, like, include all of this that I just did. The problem is it's just text at that point, and I'd have to scroll, or I guess I wouldn't have to scroll in a CLI in the terminal, but I'd have to like look at, oh, did I already do the active deal? So this I can like kind of, it's a little more clear, but I guess the alternate approach would be to do that and say, okay, right, be in plan mode, or say reply in chat, and then from that point say, okay, make a markdown file. Or you tell it to spin up subagents and say, make a markdown file that can parallelize this properly and segment it into different plans, or parts, or timelines, phases, what have you, and then go ahead with it that way. I mean, it's all the same thing, but today just Notion pissed me off a little bit because it's so damn slow. Like, moving stuff around, it's so damn slow, and I don't know. But hope there's some value out of this. We'll be back tomorrow. Consistency. I'm trying to get my ass streaming to get answers to these questions and see if anyone else is, poking around. Again, I'm not the most technical, but these tools are so powerful. CRM is going to help me a bunch. I know it. And I mean, there's upside in the fact that you can add and do things in a CRM on the fly. Like, even from a standpoint of, take this use case, if like you're like, why go through all that like CRM like build and all of this, like multiple hours? Well, you're paying a subscription, right? Say you're paying for HubSpot, or you use ClickUp as a CRM, but let's go with HubSpot. You're paying X amount a month. There's feature overwhelm for me. So maybe if you don't have that, that's one thing. But say you go on X one day and you see like all these audio. I mean, you see all the audio agent capabilities and linking it with different repos, and the ability to, via MCP or what have you, write to different code bases, different contexts, different backends, and then actually make actions. I think a cool thing would be to have some sort of receptionist, or assistant rather, not receptionist, assistant, who you can actually configure a phone number to, call them, right? And be like, all right, hey, I just got off the phone with Sean. Go ahead and we're moving this over to this deal, or not deal. What is it? Sales pipeline. Move the blah 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 62nd Street from a offers out to under contract status. Does that cost a couple cents to do? Yeah, but like, that's the groundwork to start to understand, like, creating time for yourself and earning back some time. Like, say you're on your way to, I mean, I don't know. It is a source of truth that you're going to come back to and, constantly reference. And is that particular example that cool? No. But to say, like, have some sort of audio thing on the fly, like, okay, hey, make a reported property for contact this person and go ahead and send it to their Gmail. I mean, we're going to have all that set up. So it can just automatically do that when I'm driving, like when I have back-to-back meetings and I'm driving to meet them at whatever house that they're interested in that they found, or another one that I found, like, that I think is better than the one they found, XYZ. I mean, I want Jarvis. I mean, that audio capability alone is, I think, worth owning the back end. But we also want to do the stuff like a decision tree, branch tree, right? Where we have the ability to have that, instead of an internal use, actually externally put it out there, be able to follow a script and understand in real time what the answers are, I mean, are there audio agents you can buy for however much? And, yes, but they're still only as good as the context that you're giving it. If you're doing a simple thing like if you can configure this all through a simple pipeline, that's cool. I'm trying to have a business, where, say for the healthcare niche, what if someone is, what if it's all no on the real estate side, but what if they're staying on the phone, they're answering questions, whether they know it's a robot or not, and it's like, hey, are you interested in taking surveys? Oh, yeah, I suppose I am. I think, I'd be willing to take a survey. Okay, cool. That could be its own, revenue stream for providers and stuff to have a survey participation. It could be that a mailing list of emerging technologies, or just a newsletter for around town, a hyper local understanding of, there's no centralized network or Facebook group where everyone's kind of collaborating and holding each other not responsible, but having reference points of what other people are doing. I'm sure everyone has like the 2 or 3 people, and they, other providers that they talk to, operating entities, owners. But I mean, advent of robotics, like, oh, this guy's over here, there's newsletter capabilities, and there's buy-in from that, and building an audience, and getting, as going on a real estate, down the line, it's like, oh yeah, I have mailing lists I manage, and I do more for the community rather than just represent buyers and sellers. All these things are good for building context, and kind of going back to this, like the big why. Where did I have it? Build to suit for tomorrow's model context problems. Right? And just want to be very intentional and very thoughtful. So that's why I think there's advantage to this, and onboarding, and having, if I got a, college kid who's trying to, like, for whatever reason is trying to get into it, or there's a, adult dude in Colombia, South America, whatever, who wants to get into real estate or this or that, having a UI to do that, but it starts with a CRM. So that's why I think it does have value. But we finished the Notion, kind of cool. And I'll just copy that URL for the page, and then toss it over in Cloud Code and say, hey, let's get a plan going. And we'll go ahead and execute that and get stuff polished mañana. So stay tuned for day 4. Day 4. We'll get it going. We're on our way. Good stuff coming. All right.